Hey guys, what's going on? This is State of Wrestling, and I'm going to be talking about WWE, Ring of Honor, um, and some other random topics that I have not yet talked about. So this week was kind of an odd week, one for me, in that I just really wasn't into wrestling this week, probably because of last week, and just not being completely prepared to record this week and things like that. So because of that, and that light, I'm sorry if it like screws up everything, but because of that, um, I just really wasn't into wrestling this week. It didn't intrigue me. Nothing happening like really got to me, and I think Raw was okay. It wasn't the best Raw. It wasn't a horrible Raw. It just was more of the same stuff. Um, let's talk about some like bullet points for Raw. And I was gonna write them down, but I didn't write them down. But I did just watch it last night, and I watched some of SmackDown, and then I watched some highlight shows from YouTube to kind of figure out what all happened on SmackDown. So I could at least hit the bullet points and what I think about what happened on the shows. I did watch all of Raw for the most part, except for I think falling asleep a little bit at points. But the main thing is. Braun Strowman and Kane most likely are going to be. I don't know if it's already been announced or whatever, but most likely they probably will be in a triple threat match at Rumble with Brock Lesnar. I kind of thought maybe though that it'd be kind of cool if Big Show came back and they made like a monsters match at Royal Rumble. If they don't have that at the Rumble, I can almost wonder if they're going to have Braun, Kane, and Big Show at WrestleMania. And I also thought that'd be kind of neat if they had Big Show and Kane retire at WrestleMania together, because I think that would be interesting, and it'd be the first time ever that's happened that two wrestlers would retire and maybe come out the next night on Raw and retire together or something. I don't know. I think that'd be interesting because I don't think we've ever had a retirement on the night after WrestleMania, because that'd be kind of neat. But they had a very, very cool match. The crowd was super in it. The thing about, and here's the thing about Braun Strowman. I'm kind of going backwards in the Raw episode, but the cool thing about Braun Strowman, I don't understand anybody that dislikes Braun Strowman, because I think he has proven the naysayers wrong and that he can make a match interesting. Anybody that doesn't think Braun Strowman is interesting, then you just lost your love of wrestling completely, because he can do anything with anybody, and I think he's almost like the AJ Styles of big men, and that anyone he's in the ring with, he can make look pretty decent. And I really do think it's him, because he even if you watch a little bit of the Stone Cold podcast, which I have, he watches old tapes of like Stan Hansen and aggressive guys like that, and big guys. He's done his research. He knows what works and what doesn't work, and I think that's what has helped him to become a bigger star, and really quick. And I think that they made a great call, to not make him go through the NXT process. And plus, he's just a big guy. Nobody's going to want to get in the ring with him and wrestle a billion times, in order for him to get to the main roster. And he probably would have had to win like the NXT title and all this crap that wouldn't have been very fun. So that's why they probably just had him trained and brought up. And he's very, very talented. So, I mean, it's worked now, and he's a huge star and probably a world champion within a couple years, I would say. If he's not a world champion, he'll definitely, he'll go down that road at some point. But I don't think he needs the title right now. And he even said on there, like in that Stone Cold interview, he said, he's not really worried about championships right now. He's worried about getting over, first and getting popular, and then, see where he goes. But as far as everything else on Raw, the storyline with the Shield and the Bar is just so stupid and things like that. The one thing I did want to note here is that when Cesaro is coming to the ring, it made me think of what somebody was saying, that Sheamus is sort of wrestling hurt right now, and that he has a problem, and that maybe they're going to write this off of WrestleMania, and he's just going to work through the pain until WrestleMania, and then basically say he's done. So there possibly could be, there possibly could be a handful of wrestlers that will be done with WWE at WrestleMania. Kane could be gone, Big Show could be gone, Brock Lesnar could be done, Sheamus could be done. There's 4 guys right there, and who knows, Brian may be right behind them, walking out the door of the WWE's. And Brian's not really an active participant, but he's an online personality, or he's a personality on programming. So, they could be gone, by WrestleMania. You never know. Um, and Taker has yet to officially announce his retirement, so he could be the 5th one as well. If Daniel Bryan decides to stick around, and they approve him to wrestle, a little bit, I think that would be that's the big thing. So, but what I was getting at was that when Cesaro was coming down the ring, it made me think, Cassius Ohno is sitting down there in NXT, and he probably could get called up at any time. They could reform their tag team they had in Ring of Honor that I keep hearing so much good things about. Yeah, I believe they were called the Kings of Wrestling or something like that. And they were like multi-champions, in Ring of Honor. People always said a lot of good things about that tag team. That was before I even seen Cesaro, I think, in a WWE ring. I think he debuted probably, I think I remember hearing him coming to WWE, and they said that he had signed with them. And then he showed up on TV as the Swedish gimmick, and I think he won a title like within his first month or two in the promotion. So it really kind of went quick for him when he got in the company, and he got instantly recognized as being a good performer. But him and Ono, or him and Chris Hero, it was always talked about as such a great tag team in Ring of Honor. So if something happens to Sheamus, maybe bring them up, keep the bar name, and just have Cassius Ohno be with him and be a heel, or turn Cesaro babyface. Maybe somebody beat down the bar, and maybe if they bring Bludgeon Brothers over to Monday Night Raw, and they have them, in a feud, and maybe, I don't know how they would do it though. Somehow they go after Cesaro for some reason, and then Cassius Ohno could come in and be his partner. I don't think it's too far fetched, really, because if you think that if Sheamus says he's injured, but he doesn't want to leave Cesaro kind of in a bad place when he leaves, maybe he could bring him to Triple H. Cassius Ohno has a lot of history with Cesaro. They were a great tag team in Ring of Honor. He tells me, why don't we do something with that? Since my spot's going to be open now, and they may do that. Who knows? I don't think that Ono would be. It would be such a great. I think it would be a great breath of fresh air to have him. And plus, I don't think that they're going to do anything major with Ono because they have too many big stars right now. And I kind of think Ono's going to be kind of shoved into a tag team role anyway. So I think that him and Cesaro probably will start their career together, and they ended their career together. Because most likely, I'm assuming that's probably what they did in Ring of Honor. And they may have wrestled a few singles matches, but they were mainly a tag team, thing. Anyways, besides that on Raw, we had, what else did we have? Jason Jordan being stupid. I don't know where they're going with this. They just need to get to it and be done with it. It's entertaining, but then it's just annoying. It's not even that his character's annoying. It's the whole storyline is annoying. There wasn't any Matt Hardy. I think it was at the beginning. It was at the beginning of Raw. Near the beginning of Raw. I think that's when it happened. But then we got, what else? What else happened? The women's thing was really cool. I did like the women's thing, that all the women came down there and finally got the upper hand over Absolution. That was pretty neat. Asuka having an interaction with Absolution. I kind of thought she was going to end up joining Absolution at one point, but evidently that's not going to happen. I'm kind of interested to see what happens when it implodes. If Paige is going to turn heel and maybe Alicia Fox join her and they turn on the Absolution people with her. I don't know how they're going to do that. But Raw was okay. It ended kind of weird. The episodes that they end with Braun and a big guy, they're always kind of weird, and they end in like an awkward thing. Like he took Kane to the barricade and then they kind of just lumbered about for a while, and then the show ended. So it kind of really didn't make much sense. No, that's right. That's not right. He power slammed through the table and whatever. But it still kind of ended like weirdly. Like you're like, that's it. That's how it ends. It should end with like a big match, or like him, like actually an actual finish to a match. It just didn't make sense to me. I don't know, something about it just wasn't. It left a bad taste in my mouth. It was an average episode of Raw, and it seemed to be just a little bit under that bar of average. Like it was just a little bit unsatisfied with that. Cedric Alexander is going to face Drew Gulak, whatever it is. Are you on? Camera's on. I'm really on. Gulak for the shot at Enzo's title, I believe, at the Royal Rumble. I'm assuming. I'm assuming. And that's about it. That's about it. Not much else, I don't think, to mention from Raw. SmackDown was probably a better show. It seemed like it was a better show. Ruby Riott versus Charlotte had me excited to watch it, but it was an absolute joke of a match. So stupid. They gave Ruby Riott. They didn't even give her an entrance. She had Charlotte in a headlock the entire commercial break. If that's the case, then just don't show. Just get rid of that thing because it's not working. If they actually wrestled during that time and they did stuff, you need to get people that are actually going to wrestle during that time. If you're going to do that, I'm just saying. If they wrestled, but then again, we would still want the audio. So just stop. Just please stop. Just stop. Give them like fashion files during that time, and then air that on the network or on YouTube or something. Do things you're going to air on YouTube in the arena while we're on commercial. Just do that. Doesn't make no sense. It's falling down for some reason. There we go. But yeah, SmackDown is weird. Like I said, the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn thing right now. I said this last week, but I'll kind of reiterate what I said. It's annoying right now. It's not exciting to me. It's not interesting to me. I think that we just need to get to the part where it's exciting, where it's interesting. But because I think they're building to something, but what that thing is, we don't know. And that's what I think we need to get to in order to be excited about the storyline, and it's not there yet. So that's my take on that. Daniel Bryan, I don't know what's going to happen. Is he going to be heel? Shane going to be heel? Somebody else going to turn heel? I don't know what they're doing, but they got to get to something quick and soon because something's going to be told at Clash of Champions because Royal Rumble is the next pay-per-view coming around after Clash. So something's going to happen. Who knows what? So whatever. And this is a pay-per-view weekend, so be prepared probably on Monday to see a review of Clash of Champions because I'll probably watch it. It's probably going to be horrible. I'm not even excited to see Clash of Champions. And I think that was that way last year. What happened to Clash of Champions last year? I don't remember. But I don't remember it was anything spectacular. Oh. Yawning. Ugh. But yeah, nothing really else on SmackDown. Jinder and AJ interaction was kind of fun at the beginning of SmackDown. Everything else is a jumbled ball of mess. Colin Delaney that used to wrestle. I remember briefly, but I didn't really watch during that time. But I remember seeing him a little bit. I don't know if I caught him, and then around that time is when I stopped watching. But I don't really remember much of him. I remember seeing pictures of him, but that's about it. I think I may have got a card of him at some point. I don't remember. I don't remember at all. Didn't watch 205 Live. Didn't watch NXT this week. I'm kind of out of the loop. And like I said, some of the wrestling just is not... Here's the thing, and it's kind of exactly what it is. If Raw is not that good, SmackDown is average. And that's basically what it was. There was a couple entertaining moments. So that kind of... There's only 2 moments that was really like, woo! It's really average. Like, if it's not spectacular, ooh, moments. And that's what it was this week. An average week of SmackDown. A slightly average Raw. Where it was almost average, but not quite average. But interesting enough to watch. Kind of a weird thing. Like, it's below average plus. Maybe that's how you explain it. I have no idea. But you got those two. And when you don't hear about anything happening, like, you're like, kind of gets you less excited to watch anything else wrestling that week. But there is a saving grace because I did watch Ring of Honor last night. Wednesday nights, I just did a review on Pluto TV. If you did not check out that review, you can go to that review. I'll tell you a little bit more about Pluto TV, how it operates, my pros and cons for it. You can check that out. But I watched Ring of Honor last night, midnight, which I totally was late tuning in, but I didn't really miss much. I tuned in. It was like a DVD commercial for the Ring of Honor, so it's probably just I missed the announcers announcing the matches. And I don't remember. I don't know what that one guy name. So maybe somebody's watching this video that likes Ring of Honor and knows Ring of Honor very well. You can tell me who the big black guy was because I have no idea what his name was. I'm thinking he may have been a part of that one tag team, but he didn't seem as big as that because there's the two black guys. It was a tag team, and they both were really big. And this guy was not that big. So I don't know who he was. But Kenny King took on Caprice Coleman in the first match I seen on there. Who won the match? I think Kenny King got the win. He's the good guy. Caprice Coleman's a bad guy. Punishment Martinez, I think is his name. He showed up, and I remember him because when I stopped watching, they were cutting promos for him to come in to Ring of Honor, and I remember getting very, very excited about that. He was coming in to Ring of Honor, and I think he was feuding with... I can't remember who he was feuding with at the time when I started. But evidently he's feuding with Kenny King right now, and this other black guy. And then Silas Young, he was on doing announcing. He ended up coming to the ring, and he was beating down Kenny King and Caprice Coleman and Punishment. They were all beating him down. Wait, hold on. Caprice wasn't there. Caprice left the ring. I don't know where Caprice went to. He disappeared. But it was Punishment. Wait, hold on. Let me back this up. Hold on. It was Caprice Coleman and this heavyweight looking guy. It was a black guy. And then you got Silas Young came to the ring. This is what happened. They're kicking him down, and then finally something happens. No, it was Punishment. Caprice Coleman just left then. So he just left. I don't know where he went to. He just went to the back. It wasn't Caprice Coleman. It was Punishment Martinez. But Punishment Martinez, for some reason, they stop. He shoves Silas Young. They get into fighting. So all three of the other guys start fighting. So I don't know what was going on. It was crazy. Anyway, yeah. I like Silas Young. He's kind of cool. So evidently this is the TV title match, and I think there's going to be a 4-way at Final Battle, which happens, I believe, maybe this Sunday as well, or this Friday. Yeah, this Friday, I think, is when Full Battle. So it's a couple days. Tomorrow, I think, it's Final Battle. So, yeah, I do have something else to talk about. I'll talk about that in a second. Last topic for the video before I end it. But then there was... What was the other match they had? And I kind of fell asleep when I was watching this, so sucks. I fall asleep so bad. Like, when my wife goes to bed, I usually fall asleep for a little bit on my days off, and I wake back up around, midnight, 12:30, 1 o'clock. I'll wake up. Last night, I literally slept probably for like 3 hours, so my sleep pattern's kind of screwed up today, so we'll see what happens today. I'm probably going to be really tired today, and probably won't be able to go to bed here in a few. But anyway, then there was, as I'm talking to you, I'm trying to remember the match, telling you that. So I was trying to remember what the heck the other match was. Matt Taven versus Jay Lethal? That sounds right. I think it was. Who's feuding with Jay Lethal? Cannot. Or maybe they're facing at Final Battle. No, that's not right. Matt Taven is taking on Will Ospreay at Final Battle. Jay Lethal is in a feud with someone else. Adam Page, maybe? I'm pretty sure it was Jay Lethal and Matt Taven wrestled. Somebody interfered, I remember briefly. Whoever's feuding with Jay Lethal, can't talk, interfered and did something. I can't remember what happened though. Like I said, I fell asleep, whatever. And then I woke up again, and it was Dalton Castle. For some reason, I cannot remember his name. I always like his name anyway. Dalton Castle had a contract signing with Cody, American Nightmare Cody. I always want to say Cody Rhodes, but I can't say that because that's not his name there. So stupid, so dumb. But yeah, American Nightmare Cody contract signing with Dalton Castle. Dalton Castle dropping some major heat. Dalton Castle, awesome. I can't wait. I hope that in a few years he ends up in WWE because that's the area. At least NXT. At least he gives like 2 more years of ROH, leaves a good impression with the ROH crowd, then goes to NXT, hones his craft, the WWE style, and then gets to the main roster. And at least gives a couple years of WWE to really get him to be, because he was young. He can take his time a little bit. I think he's maybe in his mid-20s. He looks really young, I'll tell you that. So I don't know how old he really is, but he looks extremely young. Like he has a lot of time where he could do, he could do some indie work and, wake his way up a little slower so that he can build up his reputation, because that's what he needs to do. I don't think that anybody should go, like if they have Tough Enough, I don't like Tough Enough, because this is what I think should be in the wrestling world. It should be independent promotions. You come up, you learn the craft, you find your character, you get a character that people enjoy, and that's not coming off fake, that comes off as being an extension of you, because people have always said, and if you see so many interviews, that's what makes a superstar. Hardly ever, and I'm saying hardly ever because sometimes, just sometimes, there's a goofy gimmick that somebody can make work with their character, and they've did it over the years. Some people just find those characters and make them work. Which I think Goldust, I don't think that was something that he wanted to do. It was something that was brought to him. And he ended up making that gimmick work, and Goldust, is Goldust. He's legendary now. He's wrestled for so many years now as Goldust. Dustin Rhodes has, made that character. He made a career out of it. He made that superstar so relevant, he could have been world champion in the Attitude Era if they would have pushed him in the right direction, but they didn't. So when that happens, that's one of the exceptions of the rule, is that when you're giving shit to use as your gimmick, you turn it into something. You turn shit into wine or something instead of, not being able to get that character over, and then they said it's your fault, so they let you go from the company. So stupid. Anyways, Ring of Honor, interesting. It's on Stadium channel on Pluto TV. I got to finally see that at midnight on Indiana time. So whatever time that is on, whatever. I'm assuming Pluto TV though might be anywhere because it's satellite, I think. So it could be midnight everywhere. I don't know. Anyway, mixed match challenge. WWE's doing this thing. I think it's in February, I thought. I just now thought about that. Is it in February? I thought it was... No, it's in January. Never mind. I thought it was February. I think it is like Valentine's kind of thing. Oh, that's so stupid. But I think the finals are probably going to end up in that. So that could be interesting. But Mixed Match Challenge, it's going to happen on Facebook? What? Facebook? Here is my thing. A lot of wrestling fans, and I'm just going to go out on a wild limb here, in that probably I would assume 30-40% of wrestling fans probably record content and watch it when they get home at a later time, or they catch it in the middle and they rewatch the beginning half to get caught up. Or they just like the network because it's there and they can watch things on there. Here's my problem. I just hope that whatever this thing is for Facebook, there's something that's going to be able to go back and watch that at a later time. Because that could be a problem. Facebook Live. If they're going to go Facebook Live route, I have yet to find any recordings of the stuff Triple H has done. The past 3-4 times he's been on Facebook Live. I don't know how you find them. I don't know how you watch those old Facebook Live things, or if they're even able to be watched. But if this is just Facebook Live and they're not going to be uploaded anywhere else, that's stupid. That's dumb. People, if they miss the first match or the second match or any of the matches, and they go to the second round and nobody has caught any of the other matches, I'm assuming nobody's going to tune in for the whole entire thing. If nobody misses like one or two of the matches, they're probably not even going to watch it at all and just watch the finals, which will be stupid because that will not give you a good amount. It's kind of not like, if Facebook is going to do this, they need to have something like YouTube, which is really dumb because they don't. They kind of want to become that, I think, at some point, but you know, they could be there. They could honestly do that if they could make a better pay system, better than YouTube. They could, you know, make a competition for YouTube. You know, I don't think that they'll ever want to buy YouTube because that would be probably horrible, and they probably would not understand what our product or the product for YouTube is. But I enjoy YouTube. I like it. I like what YouTube has done. They do a good job at slowly updating the system. I just wish they would put a little more emphasis into helping the creators. Because being a creator myself, I know now that they're doing a really good job. They released some really cool tools. They're really helping now. They got a lot of great stuff that they just dropped on YouTube. So kudos to YouTube for helping us out. But it's been a slow roll to get to this point. And Facebook is kind of not even there yet because they're upload videos and then you kind of don't know how to go and find videos. Like, unless you're on your phone, you can do that. But still, you can't really, I don't think, search for stuff. Or it's kind of hard to find stuff like that. Like, that's the problem. Like, even me going to, like, let's say if I go, like, Metallica's Facebook page, which I'm assuming they have one, but I don't know. But if you go there and want to watch something, some kind of video on there, you probably can't do it. Because they probably don't put anything on there. Or it's like some, like, stupid video. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't go to there and find certain things. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know when I was trying to go for that. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, the state of wrestling, Ring of Honor. Like I said, there's some TNA stuff I may, if I am able to ever, I mean, I could watch it late at night. They have some stuff. Last night it was like British Boot Camp was on after Ring of Honor was over, so I didn't want to watch that. Because that crap, I don't want that crap. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Probably head to bed after I upload this, and I'll catch you guys with tomorrow's video. Hope you guys enjoy this. 2DW is probably going to be back. I may actually do the thing tonight and record it tomorrow. Maybe do a couple of episodes for the next 4 shows. I usually just do, I'm probably just going to do like 2 shows a piece and do the weekly thing. And then the pay-per-view may be added on to one of the episodes as bonus, I guess. That may happen. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. I have some different ideas for 2DW. I'm not really getting a lot of support for it, so hopefully people that don't like it, I don't know if I may just scrap it and not do it anymore. I don't know. I kind of want to do it for myself, just as whatever I want to do, because sometimes some of the videos, that's kind of what I do it for, is, you know, just to upload it for myself, and hopefully people like it. But if people doesn't seem to have any interest in it, I may just not even do it anymore, which will kind of suck because I kind of want to do it. I think it's kind of fun for me, but then again, no one's really catching on. I thought it'd be kind of interesting to put on there. Maybe you do it on the gaming channel I'm doing. I don't know. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your comments down below what I talked about. Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, NXT. NXT, I know had Aleister Black and Adam Cole this week. Probably have to watch some of that, see what happens on there. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video and all that. Keep rocking. Keep on watching wrestling. Later, guys.